Hello friends, welcome back to Hyper Games. My name is Joseph and today on PlayStation News, Sony working on yet another remake, PSVR 2 production numbers, God of War Ragnarok gameplay time revealed, PS5 has been hacked, the battle for Call of Duty escalates, CD Projekt Red announces future plans, and a lot more. Let's get into them. Horizon Forbidden West DLC possibly leaked by actor. After Guerrilla Games launched Horizon Forbidden West earlier this year, we have been wondering if the team would be doing DLC for the game. After all, the original saw the release of the Frozen Wilds DLC about 9 months after it came out. We may have our best lead in a tweet from actor Lance Reddick, who plays Silence in both the original and sequel. He tweeted a video of himself in a mock-up suit, saying he was hard at work in a session for Horizon Forbidden West. It seems the actor might have spilled the beans early as he deleted the tweet after that. He may be playing a more prominent role this time since he only had a small one in the Zero Dawn DLC. We'll have to wait and see if Sony announces this at some point soon. Are you excited for more Forbidden West? Let us know in the comments. Guerrilla may be working on something else too, which brings us to, is a Horizon Zero Dawn remake in the works? Sony Remake spree may continue with 2017 Horizon Zero Dawn, according to a recent leak reported by Multiplayer First and confirmed by other sites like BGC and Gematsu. However, there are conflicting reports on if the update is a remake or a remaster. Anyway, the updated version would have improved visuals up to par with Forbidden West, with new character models, lighting and animation, plus quality of life improvements, graphic modes, and accessibility features. This could also be tied to the fact that Sony has partnered with Netflix for a Horizon TV show and want to capitalize on people watching the series, just like with The Last of Us Part 1. Alongside this project, it's been confirmed that Guerrilla is also working on a multiplayer game based on the series for both PS5 and PC. I think The Last of Us remake was debatable as it's a PS3 game, but a remake of a 5-year-old title may be too far unless it's really a remaster and is accordingly priced like Ghost of Tsushima or Uncharted, which also gave an option for current owners to upgrade. On the other side, the multiplayer I'm really excited to hear more about. Hopefully Sony holds a showcase soon cause announcements seem to be piling up on their end. Do you think they should remake the game this soon? Would you be fine if it was just a remaster? Voice your opinion in the comments. Sony may want to jump on announcements as soon as possible, as more PlayStation leaks are probably coming soon. A Horizon Remake remaster wasn't the only thing that leaked from the Japanese giant over the weekend. A Resetera post shared a supposed leaked document that was also verified by Gematsu with the codename from several games in the upcoming PlayStation portfolio. The leaks include the aforementioned Horizon Remake or Remaster, the Horizon Multiplayer, DLC for Forbidden West and Forbidden West for PC, Heartbreak, which is a survival horror game from Firesprite for PS5 and PC, codename Red Star, a vehicle combat game from Lucid Games who worked on Destruction All-Stars, codename Ocean, a PS5 open world from Kojima Productions which is Death Stranding 2, another survival game called Bates from Ballistic Moon for PS5 and PC, and the multiplayer game from London studio codename Camden for PS5 and PC. Again, the veracity of the leak can't be confirmed and it was posted on 4chan, but some of these we have known to be in development for a while, and others like Death Stranding 2 and the Horizon Remaster seem to check out. Do you think Sony will have a showcase this month to let us know about their upcoming projects? Share your thoughts in the comments. Moving on, God of War Ragnarok full length reveal. Next we have another leak for God of War Ragnarok and it has to do with the length of the game. Insider Gaming is reporting Kratos and Atreus' latest adventure will take around 40 hours overall. That splits into 20 hours for the main story content with 3.5 hours being cinematics, meanwhile the side content will take the other 20 hours with 1 hour of cinematics. The length would be on par with God of War 2018 in terms of story content and around 8 or 9 more hours for side content. Some fans quickly went on Twitter to ask producer Cory Barlog and he replied in his very unique way. In related news, God of War Ragnarok was rated by the ESRB, rated M for mature, citing blood splatter effects, dismemberment, impalement, decapitation, and foul language. Safe to say it's a God of War game. PlayStation reading 2 million PSVR 2 shipments. According to Bloomberg, Sony may be betting big on PlayStation VR 2 as they are planning a 2 million shipment for the device by March 2023. The mass production for the new PSVR 2 started in September with no supply constraints so far, says Bloomberg sources. The original PSVR launched in 2016 and it took well over a year to reach that amount of units shipped, and by January 2020 it has sold 5 million units total. However, a lot has changed since then. For example, PS4 had sold over 40 million units, more than double PS5s at this point. The technology was a novelty then, and since several players have entered the market, even if it's still small, with devices like Oculus Quest giving an accessible way to enter. We still don't know the price for PSVR 2, but given some predictions it may be priced at the same point as its predecessor. We should get a confirmation relatively soon as the launch gets closer. Are you interested in picking a new VR headset from PlayStation at launch? Let us know in the comments. PlayStation Stars has an invite-only tier. Sony launched its new loyalty program in Japan and Asia last week, with the Americas up this week and other regions by October 13. The program offers 4 status levels you can earn to gain additional perks and collectibles, but a new report suggests there's an additional tier. A user datamined the PlayStation app and found a 5th level called Diamond with requirements listed as invite-only. It has an additional Astrobot collectible which description reads, "In an endless sea of stars, it seems like there's nowhere to hide. But you wouldn't be here if you let challenges like that stop you. Welcome to level 5. It's unclear if this is something that was scrapped or will be implemented in the future. In the meantime, if you want to learn more about PlayStation Stars, you can check my previous video explaining it here. Has PlayStation 5 been hacked? After almost 2 years since release, it seems the PS5 has been officially hacked. The exploit was discovered by hacker The Flow using a WebKit vulnerability discovered on PS4 2 years ago. It uses the browser on firmware 4.03, allowing the console to execute a web server from a local PC with the hack. The hack gives users read and write access to the console but not the option to execute their own code. It only works around 30% of the time but gives access to the console debug mode, letting them run software that was not intended on the console. For example, popular modder Lance McDonald was able to install Hideo Kojima's PT, which is not officially supported. The firmware used for the hack has already been patched by Sony, but it will sure be interesting to see what the community manages to achieve. Sony seemingly has a new ally against the Microsoft Activision deal. The battle over Activision and Call of Duty continues to escalate. Last Friday, Microsoft filed its case with the European Commission, and the organization will deliberate if the acquisition represents a reduced competition in the market. A decision will be provided on or before November 8, where they will clear the deal or start a Phase 2 review should any concern exist. Website Deal Reporter has claimed that Jim Ryan, Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO himself, visited the regulator last month to comment on their disagreement over the merger. And it wasn't only Sony, but seemingly Google also voiced their concerns against Microsoft acquiring Activision in several regulators including Europe and Brazil. Google's reason to be against the deal appears to be regarding a multi-year partnership with Activision, where they have been using Google's cloud services, something that will be traded in favor of Microsoft Azure once they are acquired. Previously, Meta shared their opinion siding with Microsoft, where the company said there are new players entering the market every time since barriers in development are low. So now we have more companies taking sides and we'll see where this goes next. Microsoft doesn't seem to be done with acquisitions even if the Activision deal is on standby. Jeff Grubb and Imran Khan spoke in a recent episode of the Giant Bombcast, where Khan said they have plans to acquire a big Japanese publisher as well as small studios. Google Stadia cancelled and the impact on PlayStation. Last Thursday, Google announced it was shutting down Stadia in January next year. I didn't touch on the news as it wasn't related to PlayStation, but the fallout has. In the wake of Google's announcement that has blindsided developers and partners, it seems they're looking to port their games to other platforms. One of those games is Google Stadia exclusive Guild from Tequila Works, whose studio founder confirmed the port on Twitter. Other games such as Outcasters, Pixel Junk Raiders, and Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle could also be finding their way to other platforms in the future. It's really sad Google never even tried, with the platform having factors like the pandemic and PC parts surging prices playing in their favor. It's even worse seeing them announce its closure blindsiding partners. Hopefully developers can find a new home for their games. Another noteworthy news out of that is Google was in talks with Hideo Kojima to have the Death Stranding sequel launched exclusively on the service, which reportedly got turned down as the game was single player. After that, popular leaker Dos Golem said those rumors were not true at all, and that Death Stranding 2, known internally as Ocean, has always been a Sony game. The multi-game contract between Kojima Productions and Sony included the original game and the sequel, and is currently being analyzed if it will be renewed after that. Death Stranding had sold 5 million copies worldwide on PS4 and PC as of March last year, and it was called a success, so fingers crossed Kojima continues working with PlayStation on future projects. We don't know when Sony will announce the sequel that we had already known existed since Norman Reedus leaked it in May this year. Kojima posted yesterday about a meeting with the SIE music team, so at least we know things are moving up. CD Projekt Red announces their future plans. CD Projekt Red held a business meeting on Tuesday where they announced their full slate of projects, 7 in total. Starting with The Witcher, CD Projekt Red will be developing The Witcher 4, codenamed Project Polaris, the start of a new Witcher trilogy aimed to be completed within a 6-year period. Then Project Sirius is an innovative take on the Witcher universe telling a story for current and new fans, developed by the Molasses Flood and supported by CD Projekt. And Project Canis Majoris is a story-driven single-player open-world RPG within The Witcher led by a third-party team of ex-CD Projekt Red members. Moving to Cyberpunk, we have the already announced Phantom Liberty expansion for Cyberpunk 2077, and Project Orion, a sequel that will prove the power and potential of the Cyberpunk universe, also developed by CD Projekt Red. Last, there's Project Hadar, a distinct IP from The Witcher and Cyberpunk that has been in incubation since 2021 and is currently in the conceptual phase. Additionally, they said most of their upcoming projects will include a multiplayer mode to expand the single-player content. Most of them didn't have platforms attached, but I think it's safe to assume a few, if not all of them, will be on consoles including PlayStation. This is a very ambitious slate and we'll see if they can deliver or we'll see the Cyberpunk story repeat again. Elsewhere in the presentation, they also announced the sales milestone for the Witcher series to be more than 65 million combining all 3 games and all platforms, and Cyberpunk 2077 with more than 20 million across platforms. Are you excited about hearing all these games from CD Projekt Red? Share with us in the comments. A round of quickfire game news. A quick reminder that the PlayStation Plus monthly games are now out: Hot Wheels Unleashed for PS4 and PS5, Injustice for PS4, and Superhot for PS4, available for download until October 31st. For extra deluxe and premium users, we should have a catalog and classics update on October 18th, with an announcement the week before. PlayStation indie console exclusive Jet the Far Shore is getting a free campaign expansion titled Given Time, launching in 2023. A new Disney Plus app for PS5 is now up for download. The previous version was a PS4 package app that was running through backward compatibility and has been limited to 1080p. The new one supports 4K and HDR playback. Crystal Dynamics, now part of Embracer Group, has started asking players about a possible Legacy of Kain revival. A new survey posted by the company asked what players would like to see from a new game in the series. If you're interested in participating, check the link in the description below. EA showed the first gameplay trailer for the DeadSpace remake, showing how faithful to the original it's going to be, with one of the key differences being that Isaac is being voiced now, while in the original he didn't talk until the second game. Pre-orders are now open and the game launches for PS5 on January 27 next year. You can check the trailer with the link in the description. Another game set to be revealed from EA is Need for Speed Unbound, as the Twitter account for the game announced a new trailer will drop on Thursday, October 6th. A new Day of the Devs digital showcase has been announced for November 3rd, as the event celebrates its 10th anniversary. Day of the Devs back in June was pretty cool, so this likely will be good as well. Another company celebrating is Bethesda with the Fallout 25th anniversary. In a blog post they said they plan 4 month-long festivities with a free play week for Fallout 76 from October 4th to 11, new content for Fallout Shelter, and an anniversary sale. And those are our PlayStation stories for today. What do you think about Horizon Zero Dawn getting a remake or a remaster? And what do you think of the gameplay time for God of War Ragnarok? Share your thoughts on any of the news below, let me know your feedback by liking or disliking this video, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!